Hello, everybody. Hi. It's Friday, February the 11th, about 10 p.m. here in Istanbul, Turkey, and we're going to be doing a technical analysis on Bitcoin. Be sure to compete and enter in my $500 giveaway on Twitter. All you got to do is just like it, retweet, and comment whatever you want. Something funny, preferably, to be chosen as a winner. And just to give you all an update on course version 2.0, I decided to give everybody that picks up the course a lifetime Discord membership, which is valued at $600 per year. I don't think my Discord group is going to be going anywhere. So for $1,750, you actually get 28 hours of lectures, my trading textbook that comes in tomorrow. So I'll be able to give you a sample of it. You get a lifetime Discord membership, and you get special priority to ask me anything, anytime that you'd like to. Hopefully this can encourage you to stick to the market and keep continuing to trade. I personally believe that if we put in a lot of hard work into the market, if we put in these hours, if you lock yourself up in a room for 6 months and develop a skill, a really important skill set that can be used for the rest of your life could actually change. A lot of people, they'll watch TV, they'll just keep watching sports, they'll read memes, they'll do a lot of useless things that doesn't really impact their life positively in any way. Whereas myself, I've spent a lot of time, for a long period of time when I was starting out trading, I put in a lot of effort to learn and develop a specific skill, which is trading. And that really boosted my life a little bit further in terms of being happier with myself financially, being more stable, having a little bit more freedom, having the ability to take care of my friends and my family better. And I really wish that there was something like this available when I first started out. Unfortunately, there wasn't, so I decided to create something that's brand new. It's very different than my original courses that came out. Has a lot of new content. It has my specific strategies that I've always used and developed and fine-tuned over 6-7 years. So check it out, guys. It's on my Twitter here. Be sure to enter. Let's get into a Bitcoin technical analysis. I made a tweet about how Bitcoin was trying to hammer this specific range here. Okay. It doesn't look like a viable range around the 43K region. If we zoom out here, we can easily note that this is somewhat of a support that's temporary. I don't think it's going to hold though in any way at all. I think it's going to end up capitulating to the downside here. We're seeing that the 43K region is actually being shadowed already. Actually, it's more like 42.8. You're seeing some wicks for bull trapped regions right here. Right? And now we're trying to hammer below it. If we take a look at the most logical support, other than that, we'd be looking at down over here that held for about 2 days. So we can possibly have a drop of about 3% to the next possible support range. If it drops 3%, what usually happens is alts drop a much higher percentage than that. Alts have a tendency to drop a multiplying percentage of what Bitcoin does. So for example, if Bitcoin drops 3%, a coin could drop the 3% and multiplied by a factor, such as times 2 factor, times 3 factor. It really varies and it depends on the coin. If we were to walk down the line by looking at it on the weekly first of all, what we're seeing on the weekly, just exactly like I mentioned, was the weekly 55 EMA. Let me show you it on a different chart here. This doesn't show you the entire picture, how I wanted you to see it. So if we take a look on, for example, an old exchange, actually let's just go here, this is fine. Not that old, but it has more data. If we take a look here on the weekly chart, we're seeing that Bitcoin has not been below the 55 EMA since June. So actually since since May of 2020. Okay, May of 2020. And now it's been about almost 200 days. It's been about 22 months, 23 months. For the first time in 620 days we're trending below this 55 moving average, where we actually broke below it here. And it's actually rejecting to the upside in two ways. If we were to just draw from the bottom end here to there, keep in mind that Elliott wave theory states that waves generally conform to some sort of sloped line. Okay, that's what Elliott wave says. Actually, specifically, it states that it conforms to some identifiable channel, right? AKA a sloped trend line. And what we're seeing is that from these two slopes right here that forms, it also coincides specifically with that 55 EMA that has rejected to the top side. Okay? So we see reject to the top side, and now I personally believe that we're gonna have a continuation to the downside. You know, I was reading a funny comment, by the way, on my YouTube, right? And on my YouTube, it said that this guy has been doing the exact same kind of technical analysis for years now. Boring, right? So it kind of got me thinking that why would people want to fix something when it's broken? In fact, they would want to fine tune it to develop their skills further. Why should I have to show some new strategies or some new skills in terms of like new ways of doing technical analysis? I think the best traders, they consistently refine what's not broken. They keep fixing and tweaking and fine tuning and adjusting their specific strategies that they use over a long period of time. I find that if you keep trying new things, well, you're going to be a jack of no trades, right? You're not going to be a jack of all trades. You're literally going to be a jack of no trades. You can't specialize in day trading and swing trading and investing all at the same time because your time is limited. So I personally believe that what I'm doing is great. I've developed my skills over a very long period of time now. I've fine-tuned all of my strategies, and that's why I make over 7 figures a year trading, right? So I just wanted to get that out of the way there. For the people that are bored by technical analysis, no offense, but I'm not here to appease you, right? I'm here to just provide my insight. I'm not here to entertain people with my technical analysis. I'm here to make money, man. I'm here to make you money. And I'm just here. I'm not saying that my technical analysis is going to be a direct reflection of what's going to happen in the market, but it certainly provides insight for you to evaluate and for you to confirm with your own technical analysis as well. So please always try to develop your skills and fine tune them rather saying, oh, this doesn't work, on to the next thing. This doesn't work, on to the next thing. If something doesn't work for you, for example, a lot of people say that Elliott wave theory doesn't work for them. It's because they just suck at it. That's the truth. They haven't put in a lot of time or effort into developing that skill because it's too difficult for them. There's a reason why there's some profitable traders, and then the majority of traders are honestly losers. They don't win. I'm not saying they're losers as people, but I'm saying they're not winners. And well, the difference between a winning trader and a losing trader is usually the skills that they have. So the skills will vary from one trader to another substantially. My skills is different than yours, and yours is different than mine, like how other people's skills are different with mine, and mine's different than theirs. So because of that, you have to really focus on making sure you develop your set of skills, right? That's like saying that's like expecting every athlete to have the same type of skill level, like Neymar or or Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm sure that they all have different skills than a lot of other people out there. Michael Jordan has a different set of skills, right? I'm not saying I'm a great trader. I'm just saying that there's people who will be very successful at what they do, and there's people that are not going to be successful at what they do, and skill just varies widely in general. So never give up on yourself and keep adjusting and fine-tuning your skills until you find that right rhythm and motion for it to come to fruition. I just want to get that out of the way. So for the weekly chart, we see the 55 EMA here trending for about 9 bars. So that's about 63 days. But it finally broke to the upside. It did not reject. Here we find it poking, bounces back up, and here it doesn't even bother hovering. It ends up just breaking right to the downside there. And that formed a kind of a descending type of triangle, right? It formed a descending type of triangle. You can see it on a lower time frame. Watch. See that? You can just see it kind of eating up like that. It breaks to the upside a little bit as a throwover, and then boom, right back to the downside. So this was a very misleading rally. People legitimately thought it was going to break to the upside for sure. I would have thought it too. And it ends up breaking to the downside instead heavily. So in a situation like that, it's confusing, right? You're going to be entering a long position on an alt or something, and you're basically gonna take your loss as soon as it breaks back into the triangle if it doesn't go through. All right, that's what you would have done. That's always what I recommend for stop losses when it comes to breaking out for a triangle like this. Just put your stop loss slightly back to the inside because it should bounce off of the triangle on the outside, right? Especially if this was going for 8 days, it shouldn't have came through like that. It should have bounced on the outside. So put your stops slightly inside and you're good. So now in the weekly, we fall back down. We get rejected at this 55 EMA right here. I see that right there, which is also the weekly 55 EMA. And we also reject at this trend line here that I've drawn to show you from there to there. So we're getting a lot of rejection. So it wasn't any surprise at all that markets were going to be bearish. The 4 days still trying to break to the upside, but I don't think it will anymore. 3 days broken upside, 2 days broken up. But see the 12-hour, see the MACD and the RSI or moving averages in general like a tidal wave. One wave is going to push to the other side. It could be from the low time frame that pushes to the high time frame, or the high time frame that pushes to the low time frame. Okay? Here, what we're seeing is from the lower time frame, because it's 12-hour, pushing to the higher time frame. So because we're bullish on the higher time frame, think of it like this, okay? Low time frame, bearish, okay? Let's like that. Low time frame is bearish, and then on the higher time frame, the higher time frame, we're bullish. Higher time frame, bullish, okay? So it's or I should say starting, okay? Starting to be bearish, okay? So if now all of a sudden the lower time frames on this side starts to be bearish, right? And now it's literally, just think of it like that. It was bullish, but now it's starting to be bearish. It's going to start to crash over to the other side. Think of it like a tidal wave, literally. A wave that's going to push to that side. And eventually, it's going to keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Think of it like literally a tidal wave. That's how you should visualize MACD. So now you see the 12-hour wanting to crash down like a tidal wave. Because it's crashing down like a tidal wave, you're going to start to see the higher time frames start to crash down as well. Okay? Now the other way that you can see it as well is if the higher time frames are bearish, right? If the higher time frames are bearish and the low time frames start to become very bullish, the bullish time frames on the lower side, like a tidal wave, could start crashing over to the higher time frames, and then the higher time frames become bullish. So we're seeing a lot of rejection here right now. I wouldn't be surprised in any way at all if we got to this first set of resistance right around, like probably right up, like very coming up very, very soon in my opinion. It's probably going to get sandwiched in between the 6-hour time frame, maybe higher, or the 8-hour. See, we always get sandwiched between the EMA, between the 200 moving average and also the 55 moving average. Okay, so because you get sandwiched between the 55 right there and the 200 right here, right? Or sorry, the 200 right there and the 55 right here, what ends up happening is we're going to get a reaction. And a reaction is bound to happen whenever we get sandwiched between those 55 and 200 moving averages. Let me give you an example. See, where was it earlier? 30-minute, I believe. Yes, here. Look at the 30-minute time frame. Right here. Okay, so we're bullish above pretty much. Like we're pretty much bullish above the 55 EMA and the 200 roughly. It's hovering by there, right? And then as soon as it comes close to the middle there, it takes a dip to the downside first. It gets back up to the upside, sandwiched between the EMA, and then instead of breaking to the upside, a reaction happens and it falls to the downside instead. So right now I'm expecting perhaps some bounce right there. Just for now, short term. I don't know if it's going to hold. I can't even guarantee anything, of course. Market's always random and unpredictable. But you know what? Maybe it'll hold. Maybe not. Maybe it'll completely fall down to down over here where it's going to hit this trend line. So right now as it stands though, everything is bearish. Do you see how the 4 hour is crashing down? See, do you see what happens here? Look. Let me give you an example. Look, the 15 minutes starts to crash down right here. Right there is where it crossed. Okay? And then you go to 30 minute, so think of the tidal wave that I was referencing. And then now the 30 minute crosses. 1 hour is crossed already. Right? Oh, actually, it's crossed a lot already. Let's go to the higher time frame. Let's go to like, so the 3 hours crossing. Let's say the 5 hours crossing a little bit later. The 8 hour crosses way later. So the 8 hour crosses way later. 12 hours now about to cross. Do you see how the tidal wave works? This is how the tidal wave works. Lower time frame pushes to the higher time frame. So now we're looking for a daily cross, which is far away. So now the tidal wave is pushing over from the low time frames to the higher time frames. I don't even know if this is going to hold. I don't think it will that long. Just a temporary hold. But it just seems like we're going to get a break to the downside. Just seems like there's no other choice right now but to break down. And then if that breaks down, the next viable support is far and few in between. The next one is all the way down to 38.8. That support right here would 100% be one of the first ones that we see. That right there, 38.7. So if that doesn't hold that 41.5 range, we're going to be seeing 38.7. So the bearish pressure is now on. Okay, so that's all I wanted to tell you guys. That I'm very much so leaning bearish right now. I don't know if it's going to hold here, but the next one, 41.5 is the next one, and the one after that is 38.7. In terms of what to trade today, top picks, a lot of coins have dropped to the downside. Incredible amount of coins. Let's go to CryptoLoom. We can see that everything is red across the board, really red. We can see that some RSI is very low. People is incredibly low right now. That's actually a hot coin probably to be trading, I'm guessing. Because all the RSI is so low that you might want to be taking a look at it, just generally speaking. But Bitcoin hasn't reached that 41.5 range yet, so there's no point of me being interested in it. I'm going to put an alert here for Bitcoin for when it drops to the lower side for me to be interested in it, because that's going to signal a really good long opportunity. Of course, ARs or ARPA is just falling off of a cliff right now. That's one of the hottest coins because of how it fell down earlier, or sorry, how it rallied upwards, right? So this is going to be a really hot coin. Any possible trend lines? Probably, yeah. This trend line is probably going to hold, I'm guessing. Probably going to hit right around here. Another 4% down. So I'm going to add an alert. Go less than every time. We're good. Okay, so you make sure your alerts are on. It plays a sound, etc. My volume's off. So mine's good. So then people as well, right? People is if you take a look at people here, you could notice that look how low it is on our side, 18 on the 15-minute charts at 13. So you know that there's going to be some relief rally sometime soon. Not sure exactly when it'll be, but probably going to come. Right? So it's almost at the golden ratio actually. So I'm going to put a alert here for people right at less than every time 5 seconds. So I'm going to see that. I want to see what the volume is at for people just to confirm that it's a coin worth trading for me. 360 mil, that's good. I want to confirm ARPA's volume as well. So I just want to prepare ahead of time. 247, good enough. So we know that lots of coins have dropped to the downside. ARPA is the #1 coin that has dropped the most. So a lot of these coins have substantially dropped. And what's really low on our side? People. Phil is really low, but it didn't drop much. Look, only 6%. So I don't care much. I'm going to find the lowest RSI combination the most oversold coin so I can focus on longing that particular coin. So today, I'm probably going to focus on ARPA and people for my long position when Bitcoin gets to 41.5. See you later. Bye now. I just let you guys know I only have 23 slots left for my course version 2.0. A lot of people are picking it up. I went through over 10 already this morning. Lots of interest because you're getting, for 1,750, you're getting a lifetime Discord membership. That's awesome. And a brand new course, access to my big 6 strategies. I'll show everybody the new course tomorrow when I get the book. Talk to you later. Bye now.